think the perception in the outside world of Rotary is a load of grey-haired old men who've got nothing else to do, really, but have a meal together and talk a lot.
I used to think that, well, we don't really want women in our organisation, do we? It would spoil all the fun that we have.
There are a couple of clubs that are men-only clubs. We take great delight in going to their events.
Very white, very old, very middle class, very not us.
We're good old boys, like to have a nice lunch, bit stuffy on occasions. I think that's how we're perceived, which is totally wrong, actually, because it's not like that at all.
Most people are quite interested when they find out, because I get the impression they don't expect someone like me to be a member of Rotary Club, and I think that's more to do with the perception rather than the understanding. I think once they understand what we get up to, I think they see more why I'm involved.
You know, everybody always goes on about this profile of men and age, and it's not about that. You know, as far as I'm concerned, getting people involved in Rotary is just about the mixture of characters and people.
I don't think age is an issue, really. I don't think your background is an issue, and I certainly don't think your what you do for a living is an issue. What is the issue is that you can go there and really make a difference.
Our perception of Rotary is to get on and do stuff.
They come to it with completely different ideas. They don't wear a shirt and tie like me, for example. They just don't do that. And if I go to one of their meetings, I'll turn up in a rugby shirt and a pair of jeans. It's great. I couldn't possibly go to my club dressed like that. They'd throw me out, or they'd fine me, or both.
I've always been involved in sort of fundraising. I do running, so, you know, raising money for charity and that kind of thing. But I felt that it was nice to do something more specific for the area that I was involved in professionally and to some extent socially as well.
One of the nice things was that it wasn't about any cultural group, it wasn't about any political group, it didn't have any tie with any religious group, and people came from a whole range of different professions and you know, different commercial backgrounds as well, but there was this common sense of wanting to do something together.
It's nearly addictive, the fact that, yes, I can do something with my time, I don't have to waste it, there is something I can do.
The sort of people we engage with in our club, they just want to do something. It's this idea that they want to put something back in society. It sounds sort of trite, but it's very true. People get to a point, and I think Rotary just is an organisation, a brand that offers an opportunity for people to do that.
You can have lots of possessions and you can have lots of material things, but actually the thing that gives me most joy is experiences and relationships and friendship. And really, that's worth much more than money, and really Rotary just gives you all those things.
It's almost a good way of networking and making new friends. Some of the guys who come to the club I'm in touch with on a regular basis now, kind of, you know, just to go for a drink almost. It's kind of at that stage, and it's nice to have that, you know, you've got your own little community now as well. It's like developing a whole new set of friends.
There's hundreds of opportunities for people to get involved in something at a district level, you know, any night of the week. So it not only opens up the friendship that you make with your own club, but it gives you the ability to go out and see other people, hear speakers, attend other fundraising events with other clubs in the area.
Being an ex-rugby player, I like to be part of a team, and it's great to be to have an opportunity to be part of another team. Totally different perspective, but you know, with the same benefits with reference to local charity work. Yeah,
we were doing a lot of charity work, sort of in our separate ways. And when we saw what was happening with the Rotary in India, when we visited India, we actually saw some real good work going on, and we thought that we'd like to be a part of it.
It's just about characters and people, and I'm not going to say doing good, because doing good is the wrong word. It's just actually feeling a nice part of your local community and actually having a bit of an impact, really.
We've got people in every walks of life that understand some of the social issues out there, and definitely a group of people who are willing to do something to affect some change.
You can do things on your own if you want to, but you're very limited in what you as an individual can do. And the one thing I've found over the years in Rotary is that the strength of the numbers really does help you make a difference.
Because we all have different professions, it's clearly quite an advantage if you start to meet people who can help you out along the way. So there is a business networking part of it, The social side is very important. That's a key thing to get the club to gel together. We make sure that we go out together and have some fun.
He takes me on a date to the Rotary.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
yes,
he'll say...
yes, sometimes what happens, she's coming all the way from London, and I just fetch her from the station. It's 7:25 and 7:30 our meeting starts here, and I request her, please come, and she never says no.
That's what Rotary should be about. It should be encouraging people from all walks of life and all ages to join and bring their skills and talents to the club.
I've not had one person who's ever turned around to me and not being welcoming to me at the door when they know that I'm from Rotary Club. It just shows the kudos and the reputation that the club has worldwide.
I like being a part of that whole, wherever you are in the world, someone's got a Rotary badge on, you know they're going to talk to you, you know that they're going to say hello to you, and, you know, be generally interested in what you're doing.
As an international, a national group, as soon as you mention the word Rotary and you get in touch with somebody else from Rotary, that immediately opens up all sorts of doors.
In a sense, it's a bit like a nested kind of activity. You know, you've got at the heart of it your local club, but you're actually part of a national system, which actually sits in the kind of international bit. And if you want, you can make those connections as and when you're ready as a club.
The bigger picture of Rotary, I think, really has helped me to want to take our club further forward. So we'll be helping locally, but internationally as well. There's so much work to do out there.
We probably don't shout enough about the things that Rotary do because they're too busy doing things.
Rotary is awful for advertising the kind of work that it does, and there's an enormous amount of amazing work that goes on in the background. And I feel very proud to be part of an organisation that does that.
The big thing about Rotary is that it isn't one particular charity. I don't think I would want to be involved with just one particular charity. I'd like the idea that every club, country, continent is concentrating on local projects as well as international ones, or you can club together with other clubs to raise money for a larger project.
The sheer size of the involvement, you know, the little thing that we're doing actually has a huge impact because it's being wrapped up together with a whole lot of other things and making a significant difference.
The fact that Rotary can actually go in very quickly and dispatch shelter boxes, I think is, again, Rotary don't seem to receive the praise for the work that they do because it sort of is undercover almost, it's just there.
And the fact that we might be responsible for eradicating polio throughout the world is just a tremendous boost, and I think that's just wonderful to be part of that.
You know, I may not have actually gone out there and delivered vaccinations of polio. I may not have even put something specifically into the polio fund, but I was part of Rotary that was helping to get rid of this horrendous disease.
I've learned that actually the brutality of the world out there to some people is just unbelievable, and that some people are so disadvantaged as to be, you know, it's quite shocking, appalling, and a lot of it at local level.
When you see the dreadful things, you see little kids that have lost their eyesight and they've got no money. You see the little kids who suffering from AIDS, they're going to die. You see women who have just given birth to a child and they're going to die, and their child's going to die. That is the whole point of Rotary.
Initially you feel a little bit guilty because it makes you feel so good, thinking, well, actually it's taken 5 minutes of my time, but it's made an incredible difference to them. So you've got to sort of learn to go with that.
The amount of enjoyment that I've got from doing things for other people, I didn't expect to get quite so much out of it, and I do, and I thoroughly enjoy it, and I would really miss that if it disappeared, and that's something I wouldn't have imagined a couple of years ago.
When you see what results you've produced, there's no question whether you'd rather sit at home or go out and do, and every time it's go out and do.
Whatever you give to the organisation will ultimately benefit the entire organisation, because it's the collective power of all the Rotarians that makes it so good. That's what gives it its strength.
It's service, it's socialising, it's making friends, it's fellowship, it's the full package.
It's a privilege to be a Rotarian, to be able to be under the cover, the umbrella of that great organisation that is Rotary, really, because it's trusted all over the world. And if Rotary say they will do something, then they jolly well roll up their sleeves and get on with it and do it, and I like that.
I didn't think it was something I would be a bit sort of showy off about, but I do feel proud to be part of a Rotary club.
I haven't got lots of time at all, but you make time for Rotary, and certainly it's more rewarding than making time for some other things in your life, definitely.
If it is in the hands of Sandy and my daughter Tamanna, they will sell me for charity.
We know we won't get very much though.